And we are live. Hello, everybody. Access
Hello.
Europe. Hello, it's me, Susanna Sue Cotter, and it's Susanna as well, Susanna Mittermaier. So thank you all for being here. And we wanted to pop on here today to say hello to everybody and also talk about the uniqueness of you. Did you know you're unique? So, Susanna, welcome and thank you for being here today. And what else is truly possible beyond anything we could imagine? So, let's go. What would we like to talk about? Pragmatic psychology?
Yes. So Sue and I were talking about, well, we had this conversation about pragmatic psychology the other day in a meeting. And Sue was like, okay, so like there's so many people right now that are having this thing in their world. Can I really be different? Because what this world is promoting, especially right now, if you have noticed, is sameness. I mean, this reality has always promoted sameness as the only right way to function. And now it's amped up this promotion like probably not often before, more than ever. And so many people are falling for the pressure to be like other people. And it's like separation, like promoting sameness and promoting, like when you promote sameness, you actually promote separation. Because sameness requires you to cut off parts and pieces of you like crazy, like all your difference, all your uniqueness, all your creativity, everything that makes you you. You have to cut it off to fit into the box of sameness. And this is the right thing to do according to this reality. And so many people, so many creative, awesome people are falling for this pressure to fit in, to not have their different perspective and definitely not voicing it. And there's like one way of voicing it. You can voice things with words, but you can also more than words voice and, put things out there energetically. And like, how much are you guys listening, cutting off your uniqueness, your difference in favor of sameness without even having noticed it? So everything that is, truth will you destroy and uncreate it, please. Times a godzillion.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And the tricky thing is to even notice when you're doing it. Because it's like sneaky. It's like the moments when you go, oh, I feel so right. People like me. Finally, someone likes me. Finally, like I feel connected to people. Finally, I have friends, or I'm accepted, or whatever. It's like this seductive thing of, okay, I'm liked. Finally, somebody sees me or gets me. This is the sneaky part where people don't notice, wait a second, what am I actually doing to myself? What am I making relevant here? Why is it so important for me to be liked? Why is it so important for me to have people who think that I'm part of them or their lives or their realities? What makes this so relevant? And truth, is this even relevant? So this is so tricky to notice this seductive thing of, okay, I have people like me, I have friends, and we think the same, we see things the same way. And this is where people usually don't notice, I'm not being me. I'm falling for someone else's need for me to be the same. And off you go into insanity land. And, maybe at some point people notice and go, why am I so sad? Why am I not creative? Why is my business not thriving? Why am I not making money? What's going on? And they make it about the money. They make it about the business. They make it about everything outside of them, rather than, wait a second, I'm not being me. I like cut myself off in favor to other people. Yeah. Without noticing. And now I'm wondering why I don't make money, why my business is not working. Well, because you're not being you, because that's the source. That's like the true source of change. You being you, your uniqueness, your difference, no matter what. So everything that is and everything doesn't allow it, will you destroy and create it, please?
Yes, please.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds.
Thank you. Oh my God. Like that's so amazing. Because what you talked about, what popped up was, when we're choosing to fit in and we're choosing to get it right, it's like I'm in. And when you're in, how much are you out of you?
That.
Like I spent like most of my life trying to get in. And when I would get in, I would actually be sad. And I would be like, oh, this is boring. And then I would look for problems and try to fix things. But actually, it was the avoidance and the refusal of being me. And like, so true what you say about the insanity, because then you go into the problems, the fixing, you go into the insanity of what is wrong with me. But actually, because you're trying to get it right and fit in, it's like not you. It makes so much sense. And then you go filtering through this reality to find out all the sources outside of you to fix you. But it's just about like, what if you could choose to be you?
Yeah. And it costs so much. Like the thing of I'm in, I'm like part of this reality and I'm mastering this reality. It's like, it looks like a great idea. It looks like, oh my God, I'm finally successful. I made it. I'm in. People like me. I am someone. Yeah, you're someone, but you're not being you.
Yeah.
So everywhere you guys are looking to be someone rather than being you, will you destroy in a greater place? Time to God's again.
Yes.
Right. Bad pot pock online shorts, boys, meons. And it's like when I started to become a psychologist, I learned about personalities. And there are all these theories about, personality traits and who you are, and you can't really change because it's kind of a fixed thing. You can change a little bit, but not much. This is who you are, and it's all about becoming someone. It's like having a personality. It's about this is you. This is who you're supposed to be, and then you choose a life theme. You choose a theme. Like maybe your theme is I'm the one who never has money, or your theme is whatever, I fail at whatever, da 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 da, or I never have somebody who really sees me. Like all these personality and life theme, they kind of like go hand in hand, and it's like finding out. Like you're supposed to find out who you are. Like from an answer, you're supposed to become someone, be someone. But being someone it's never something you choose for you. It's always something you choose for other people. It's only to make other people happy because they want to know who they're dealing with. They want to know who you are so they can find out how they want to relate to you and be with you or not be with you, whether it's some thumbs up or thumbs down or, all these crazy things of relating to each other rather than, being this undefined you that has no definition and thrives and probably drives other people crazy, but the fun, the joy, because you can only drive people crazy if they're functioning from limitations. And oh my God, is that fun? So everything doesn't allow that. Will we now destroy in a greater please?
Yes,
right,
please.
with that pot pock all nine shorts, boys and meons. And there's so many people we want to drive crazy right now. It's like rather than fixing them, rather than fixing people who are insane or functioning from limitations and putting them on your shoulder and running with them and, hoping they will get it or get how easy life can be. What if you just let them be insane? What if you just allow them to be as crazy as they need to be and have fun with it, and everything doesn't allow that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all my choice, boys and meons.
And it's really as well, like having that allowance, like everybody, like when they have a point of view, like in that moment, they are so right in that point of view. And what I'm navigating a lot lately, since last year in like when I went to Croatia, it's really just being the observer and just allowing like people to have their points of view. But that doesn't mean that I have to agree in a line or resist and react, because that's where the insanity comes in. For me anyway, it's like, and that's where I start to cut off the pieces of me. And that's where I do become, like, oh, there's nothing going on and I'm not creative, nothing's showing up. And, you said something on a podcast the other day. Is it the Peacock podcast that you have? It's an amazing podcast. And I love how short each one is, because it's so amazing for me to listen to it. It's like 19, 20 minutes and I'm like, boom, got it. And you said something like your point of view, what I said to somebody today is your point of view literally screams to the universe. Like your point of view actually like is like what you're communicating to the universe. So if you have a point of view that you're not unique, like you have a point of view, you know, that you're the same as everybody else, then what's going to show up? Like the same.
Yeah. You teach people how to treat you, and you don't even have to tell them how you want to be treated. You show them by what you choose, by what your points of view are about you. And most people don't even notice. They go, oh my God, they treat me like that. I don't know why, what's happening. I'm a victim to their, you know, behavior. No, you're not. Like, you teach people how to treat you. And if you let people, you know, poo on your head, why are you choosing that? Why are you letting people do that? It's like, what can you choose? You don't have to say anything. You know, sometimes you need to say something, but it's like, what are you choosing to be in the world? What are you communicating with what you choose to be, and how you treat yourself, especially? Yeah,
totally. And like, even like we talked as well the other night about, you know, you've got a workshop coming up, a class, which is the Pragmatic Psychology Practitioner. And like, let's talk a little bit about the, you know, when people choose that class and the uniqueness, what they get to discover about them, you know, where they always thought like, oh, I'm a healer, so I'm the same. A healer does this, right?
Yeah.
So can we talk a little bit about that? Yeah.
That's a great question. And so, you know, when you, like, with Pragmatic Practitioner, like, practitioner for me is anybody who works with people. Like, you know, whether it's a hairdresser, a flight attendant, a beautician, a therapist, a parent, a teacher, whoever is working with people is a practitioner. In, you know, that's what we call practitioners. And what most people do when they work with people, they have a lot of fixed points of view of what these people are supposed to become, or what they're supposed to change, or, you know, the result of their job, of their thing, which is a lot of pressure, which is a lot of, you know, stress. If you got to get someone to be something or become something, if you just look at how many people have you tried to heal, how many people have you tried to make change, and that actually never works. It might work for a very short time, you know, that they choose something because they want you to feel better, or they want to be right in your eyes. But it's all based on them needing to be right for you, so you are good at your job. But it's not really for them. It's like, and what if we add allowance there? And if you just take one person that you so would like to change, or maybe you take this reality where you go, oh my God, can this insanity please end now? Can this, you know, like, what if you're choosing allowance instead? That is actually the only thing that works. And allowance is not just having people stand in your way and doing stuff to you that's not a contribution. But allowance is when somebody chooses to be crazy and limiting themselves, you let them, even if it's your children, even if it's, you know, someone that you love, or your clients, because you know, you can never really do something for someone, because that's never anything that will truly change them. It's a very disempowering perspective. But if you want to be a leader, if you want to be an inspiration or an authority, you actually, like, being a leader, being an authority is asking questions rather than giving information or giving answers. But that's not how people see it in this reality. You know, and if you're an expert or a practitioner, you're supposed to give someone answers. But giving someone an answer is disempowering. Asking them a question is empowering. And, you know, as a healer, when you said, okay, I would like to heal people, or I'm like, what people usually say, I'm a healer, which means I'm supposed to heal people and I'm supposed to take on their stuff. That sameness, yeah, that's like where people choose to do what you're supposed to do when you have the title healer, or when you have whatever title, you know, you have, whether it's an academic title or another title. It's like all these agendas that come with the title or come with that profession, like everything you're supposed to do. But none of that is a question of, hey, what works here? Like, what's the pragmatic thing to choose here? And it takes a lot of allowance, you know, it takes a lot of allowance to allow people to fail when that is what they choose. Because that's the only, like, if that is what they need to do, letting them do that is a gift. It's so nurturing and kind, because they get to get their own awareness, and they will, if they are willing to receive the awareness, they will, make a new choice. Am I going to have this be done to myself again? Or am I going, no, this is not happening? I mean, if we all look at our own lives where we let ourselves be treated in a way that wasn't kind to us, and we let it happen over and over again. I mean, most of us had situations like that with people, with friends, with relationships, with family, where we just let people treat us in a way that wasn't kind, and we just went for it. We're just like, okay, cool. There we go again. There we go again. Same person, different body, again. And maybe at some point, most of us went, no, I'm done. This needs to change. I'm not allowing myself to be treated that way again. And it changed. That day we changed our future. That day we made a new choice, and nobody will ever be able to take it away from us. It's ours forever. Ours forever. And it's like totally. That's like bubbling in our veins and in every molecule of our being. We're like, okay, I know what's true for me now, and I know what works for me, and I know what doesn't work for me. And you communicate that to the world, to the universe, and your life changes and your future changes that moment. And this is what we can give to others as pragmatic practitioners. We're not dramatic practitioners where we go for problems and look why, but we're pragmatic practitioners where we go, hey, what works and what empowerment can we give to people?
Totally. I love that. And I also know that you mentioned, like, if you're working with people, for me, pragmatic practitioner, pragmatic psychology practitioner is for if you're interacting with people, you don't even have to be working with them. I mean, I know like that for me, you were in Ireland a couple of years ago, and I remember attending the class, and really, like, if you are communicating with people, if you like, we meet people on a day-to-day basis. What if that was, the energy of how you be in the world, and that gets you to be more of you? And it's like every interaction, phone calls, family, anywhere. And like using these tools and becoming the question. It is so empowering for you, and also so empowering to other people. As you said, if somebody wants to choose, something that you perceive that it's not going to contribute to their lives, what if the gift is, here you go for it? I've chosen things in my life that, like, I know that somebody looked at me and went, okay. And there was that space of when somebody went, okay, that I actually left there with a question in my world going, do I really want to choose this? Because we have been conditioned to have people agree and align with us, or we agree and align, or resist and react. And it's always like been that energy of where we would choose based on the resistance and reaction, or the agreement and the alignment. But what if it was choosing from the space of question?
That,
like,
bam. That, because like what you say, we've been conditioned to react to people's responsive, like reflex, like, okay, somebody's putting something out there. Okay, they don't like me. What am I going to do now? Or they like me. Good. It's a good thing. Okay, I'm going to react that way. But it's never about truly choosing to create your life and your future. And as you said, it's not about the title. It's not about you needing to have an education to create change and to facilitate change. And it's like you said, it's in every interaction. What if you're the walking, talking facilitator, like the facilitator on legs that just goes out into the world, and every molecule you meet, you can never meet a molecule, they're everywhere. If you every person on two legs you meet, or animals, or anybody you meet, what if you are the facilitator of change? What world would we create? And that's exactly one of the elements of why Gary and I started to create Pragmatic Psychology and the Pragmatic Practitioner class, because that's big part of that. What if more people would get and would choose to be the pragmatic facilitator they are, the pragmatic practitioner, where they just, wherever they are, they bring change to the situation with ease and joy and glory.
Totally.
Not with force.
Exactly. And like, imagine like even looking at the energy of like you being you and everybody actually choosing to be them. How much fun would it be? How much fun, and like having all these ingredients in the world. Everyone is a different ingredient and everyone is like, oh my God, I'll have a bit of you. I'll have a bit of you. This is amazing. You know what I mean? And it really creates so much fun. And also for me, it's like there's an inspiration there with creativity. Because how bored do we get if we're creating the same thing over and over again? And everybody, so what would it be like to show up as you? Like, you've got something different to everybody else in this world. And your difference is so required here.
Yeah. And
so
that's what
required.
that's what I like, that what you said, the difference, how you uniquely create change and facilitate change. And that's what I see in the Pragmatic Practitioner classes, because one of the things we do is people practice on each other. Like some people have experience facilitating, some have never like dare to facilitate because I don't have an education. Like there's a total mix of people, and it so is a contribution to each other. And one of the things we do is we practice on each other. And so what that shows me so often every time is how like there's a person saying, hey, can you help me with this? And they say what they would like to have help with, and then the facilitator facilitates them in their, or gets access to their way of facilitating, and they do it their way, and everybody goes, wow, that is so cool. I have never thought of taking that route. And then, we ask her, so what, how would you have done? And then, another person says, I would have done that. Another person says, I would have done that. And then, we switch around and we do these practice rounds where, it's everybody inspires each other because they do it so differently. Because one of the things that I see so often is that people compare themselves and they go, I got to do it like this person. I got to do it like that person because they're successful and they have a big business. So I have to like duplicate their way of dealing with people. And that never works. Duplication doesn't work. Being you and doing it your way, that's the key in the platform for success. And so like the people who look for you, the clients who look for you, they cannot find you if you try to be someone else.
Wow. That.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
wow.
If you acknowledge your way and start to get access to that, they can find you, because there are people who wouldn't go to a whatever amazing, whatever facilitator, whatever their name is, because they know they need to go to you because they can get something from you that they cannot get from someone else. But if you go, no, I have to be like them, you take away the chance for them to find you and get the unique change they only can get from you. And that's something I see in these Pragmatic Practitioner classes over and over again, where people open up, find their way, and new clients can find them because they finally are willing to show up.
That, oh, wow. That is just like, honestly, like for me, and how much do, when people come to these like classes and workshops, and how much do they actually like access more of them and facilitate themselves? So you don't even have to have it like no title or be like a facilitator of like, oh, I can't go to this workshop because I'm not a facilitator. No, these classes are for you to actually get more of you.
Yeah.
And that ripples out to the world. It creates that energetic file in the world. And then all of a sudden you have somebody like, you're in Ireland and somebody in Australia is like, hey, can I have a session with you? And you're like, how did you find me?
Yeah. Magic. And that's the magic that shows up when you be you. And it's also, like you said, it's also facilitating yourself, because you got to walk your talk. You cannot just like, oh, I do it on other people. That's what other people out there do. And it's so boring. It like, and you go, yeah, but do you really like choose what you're talking about? Yeah, you got to walk your talk. So it's really the vulnerability of facilitating yourself as well. And as you said, it's not just like you can be a CF for 100 years, but you can also be, someone who has never, had one session, or you don't have a business. Like, it's really for everyone. And it's also not just if you have clients who come to you for access. It is for people like when people come to you from wherever they come from, even if they've never heard of the tools, it's like, how can you talk about the tools in a way that works, in a pragmatic way, with anybody who is looking for change, whether they've heard about consciousness or Access or not? Because we want to reach more people, not just people in Access Island. We want to like get out there in the world and go, hey, hello, who's looking for this? Whether they can, you know, have heard about Pod and POC or not, like this is usable in every area of your life, in any field or branch or whatever, you know. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Oh, honestly, it's like I'm so ready. I'm so excited about this class. I'm so excited about like even the conversations that we've been having, listening to your podcast. Like Susanna, like what else is truly possible beyond anything we could imagine? I know, and it's really like what if now is the time to access the space, power, and potency of you, the uniqueness of you.
Yeah.
And facilitating the change in the world just as who you are.
Yes.
So
guys, welcome to this amazing event, which, you know, like people ask, what can you do with it? Well, you get a certificate after the class. If you do 2 of these, you can apply to become an official Pragmatic Practitioner. We have a webpage where you can list yourself and your name and your webpage for people to find you for sessions. We have events around the year, throughout the years with the Pragmatic Practitioner. So there's a lot going on. And the next one is in February in Ireland, Galway, and online. So you can join either live in Ireland. I would love you guys to be in Ireland and not think you cannot travel because of all the stuff going on. There's actually ways.
There is. Yeah. And things
There's
are changing in Ireland now. Things are changing. Yeah.
Things are definitely changing. So please don't buy that you cannot travel. Ask what will it create for me to be there live? And you can also be online, you know, like there are many people choose online and both are amazing, but please choose not from you don't have choice. Choose from where you get the energy of that creates more for you. So both options are amazing. So February, we're going to post a link, or someone maybe already did.
There. Yeah, it's there.
And what will your life be in 5 years and beyond if you choose this? And, you know, thank you for you guys. Thank you, Sue, for your amazing and your invitation.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And guys, thank you all for being here. And you can reach out to me and PM me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Telegram. I'm on many different platforms, wherever. I know it's the other way. It's this way. And I'm happy to assist you in any way I can. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.